Hello everyone, this is Dan and welcome to the something 41st episode of my unedited and unscripted Minecraft Let's Play. So, last time we did the family-friendly version where there was no violence, no gore, no nothing. Well, that limitation has thankfully been lifted. I already know what we're gonna do this episode. Where are my lanterns? Where are all of my lanterns? Well, what we're gonna do this episode is we're gonna go explore and fight stuff because I need some building materials, among other things, of course. And I was debating whether I should go explore through that portal thingy, but I think that I'm gonna leave that for a different one. I would like to set things up first. So no, this time around, what we're gonna do... Wait, where's my... Here it is. Yes, because what we're gonna do this time, actually, is I would really like to finish my farm and whatnot, but I need mossy cobble. If I remember correctly, there is a Cyclops thingamajig somewhere in that direction, right? So that's what we're gonna do. I do believe I have enough bullets to get rid of him. So, how was y'all's weekend? Mine was pretty okay. We did some sports. I am still sore from yesterday. Also, what is that? Is that an Enderman? No, it's just some weird geometry. So yeah, we did some sports. We did some badminton. We did some basketball shooting. We did some dodgeball, and yeah, my body's still pretty sore. Also, there's the Cyclops and a dragon skeleton. Hello. Yeah, good thing this is not the family-friendly episode, because otherwise I have no clue how I would get rid of the Cyclops here. Oh. Also, it's time for a new gun, apparently. This one's starting to jam. He's such a big target, I don't need to aim down sights to hit him reliably. They had so much XP, I just want to get this over with. There we go. I need to put this away so I can right-click the door again. There we go. Da-da-dum. We'll also take the sheep, because there's no way I'm getting these ones back home. I mean, then again, I do have Frostwalker, so I guess I could, but there's some closer ones. There should be, at least. Finally. Ours. Don't mind me, I was just thinking about something real quick. As to any update when it comes to me getting a job, well, there really isn't any. I sent all of my applications, as I said I would, and still haven't gotten a reply from anyone, really. Not that I'm particularly excited about the applications that I've sent, particularly excited about getting the replies. You know, one of them is for working at a petrol station, at a gas pump. One of them is for working with electrician, which you know, should be my profession due to my education, but it said in the job application posting, listing, whatever, that it's only for a year. And I don't like that, you know. I don't like working for a place that I know is going to be limited. That's why I also never like seasonal jobs. You know, the ones that are only for like till summer or whatever. The one that I'm actually kind of excited for, and I hope I land it, you know, is well, I think I mentioned previously, working at the TCG store. I would be with my people. Did one of them fall down? Not sure. Yeah, so out of these 3 jobs, that's the one I'm hoping for. Even put the most effort when sending my resume. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ooh, that kind of spooked me, actually. I was getting suffocated by something. Nah, never mind. I'll need this to make more walls, I guess. Up, off it goes. There. Aha! I knew there was one. I told ya one fell down. Man, these Cyclops stink. I don't even know how to make caves properly. Why the heck are they using gravel of all things? Terrible, terrible. Wait, can I mine these by hand? Nope. And I need to waste pickaxe durability. Oh! Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. So, I have good news and bad news. That was a phone call for a interview invitation. That's the good news. The bad news is it's not for the job I was actually looking forward to. Ah well. Still gonna go do it, because I gotta. It's not, you know, and working at a petrol station shouldn't be that bad. Because, you know, unlike working at the airport, God forbid, the hours are stable. And Gonna quickly throw this in. The hours should be stable. Like, yo, you work from this time to this time, and no matter what, you close at this time. Unlike working at the airport, where it says that you work only such and such hours, but whoops, shenanigans happened, and now you're gonna be, instead of 8 hours, you're gonna be for 13, because 13 is the maximum you can be for. You can work in one shift in this country. That's one thing. And I know the location that I'll be working at, because it's a petrol pump that I use on a regular basis. Every time I need to fill up my gas, I go to that one. It should be okay. Like, I'm not worried about the actual work that I'll need to do. I'm just... the reason why I'm not so excited about this job is because, I've dealt with, how should I put this, people before. Specifically people who are really entitled and whatever, and that's why I also wouldn't mind working at the trading card game store, because 99% of the client, like of the customers, would be, chill. Like I know what to expect. I know what to expect from here too. I'm gonna expect whiny bastards. But hey, I'm gonna try and get this job. I'm gonna do my work. Still browse for a better offer while I do work. And so on and so forth. I guess the benefit that if I work in this petrol pump is that it's really close to where I live. It's like 20 minutes away. Not even 20. Yeah, it's like 20 minutes away from my house, so that's good. If I would work at the trading card game store, that is an hour away though. So if anything, I guess the positive is it's close by. Yeah, so all in all, it's good. No complaints. But I'm speaking as if I already got the job. That was only the first step. Now I still... Oh! You low-down scoundrel. You bastard. You scared me. Why were you just standing there? Ko aspettitam stoltat tipo le pote. Mrzina ena. Oh, Shadow Stalker, eh? Nightmare Stalker, sorry. Damn. That really did spook me. I guess I should crouch constantly to lower my detection range, eh? So anyway, as I was saying, all in all, it should be pretty good. Like what's we're gonna be stacking some shelves, selling coffee and cigarettes, because that's where people go to get coffee and cigs. Sell gas, basically just charge for the gas. Meh. Stack some shelves. That's gonna be an easy gig. It's gonna be close by. I'll be saving a lot on like commuting. I'll save a lot of time on commuting and gas of my own. So, that's the one benefit if I go work for this petrol station instead of that trading card game store. Yeah, there's positives in everything. Now, is there a way for me to get in? There is. Beautiful. Also, I hope this diamond pickaxe will last the remainder of my stay in this little cave here. Sure hope so. Yeah, this is the resource gathering episode, I guess. Oh, a way out. Beautiful. It should last. I mean, it is a diamond pickaxe and there's not that much left. And then, if I get this job, my god, the first paycheck I get immediately goes into my main saving account. So I can replenish some of the money I took out now that I was jobless, because I've been job hunting for like a half a year already, you know? The first paycheck, all of it goes into that account. Of course, you know, I'll have to take out a few to pay my rent. I'll have to take a bit out to pay for gas. But other than that, all of it goes in. The second paycheck I get when I get a job, the same thing. All of it goes into my savings account, except for the things that damn you brain, except for the two expenses, rent and gas. The third paycheck I get, I'm gonna continue with it what I was doing previously, which is half of it, no, not half of it, which is that, like, minimum 500 euros go into my savings, and the rest I do with as I please. Which isn't, in the end, isn't a lot, because, you know, my rent that I pay is 400, right? And then I need to allot about 250. That was previously. Now, because of the rising gas prices, it's gonna be something like 300. So that's already 700 euros that I will immediately have to set aside, right? 400 for the actually, you know what? Actually, that used to be, I used to spend so much on gas when I was working at the airport, where the commute was like 1 hour in each direction. It was long. So I guess I won't be getting gas that often now, because it's, you know, my commute's gonna be so much closer. So I guess it's gonna be 200 actually. Yeah, that's already 600 euros that I am going to have to allocate immediately. And then what's left? I'm probably gonna get paid something around 1,000 euros, because, you know, to hell with my country. Actually, not my country really, but the people running my country, because they are greedy bastards. Corruption out the ass. And also, I'm afraid that the pickaxe is not gonna last long enough. It's on its last little red sliver. Come on. on. It's gonna last. It has to. Come on. Make it a storybook ending. The last row. Come on, pickaxe. Oh, and that's it. We cleared everything. And pickaxe hasn't died. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Ooh. Okay, where is my boat? Where is my boat? My boat is where? Putis. Oh, wait. I know where my boat is. Okay. So, yeah, as I was saying, once I have some spending money, the first thing I'm gonna do is throw a banquet. And by banquet, I mean I'm gonna buy a bunch of ingredients and just make food, invite everyone to celebrate, like, hey, your boy has a job, fuck yeah. And the second paycheck I'm gonna get, which is gonna already be summer, and I'm gonna have to prepare for the trip that me and my wifey are planning, which is to go camping. Camping like somewhere at sea. So I'll have to buy a tent and some other stuff. So yeah. Also, here's a little tip in budgeting. That's saving my ass now in these hard times. It's basically that is basically like this. And you've probably heard this before. But what you do is... there we go. But what you do is that... first, of course, you have to take care of rent and whatnot. First, take care of all your bills, and then your rent. Then, set aside your gas money. If you, of course, drive a vehicle, right? And once that's over, take of what you have. Half of it goes into your savings. Even if it's 50 euros, doesn't matter. If it's 10 euros, it's 10 euros. If it's $20 or euros or schmeckles or whatever, it's 20. But once you take care of all your bills and set aside your gas if you drive, whatever, you know, all of those fees and whatever that you have to take care of, you know, to function. And after that, half of it, what's left, do with it what you will. Just know that you need to be putting at least something into your rainy day fund, you know, every month. You have to. It's a good thing. Because like I said, it's been saving my ass. I would have been in deep poo. It's all lightning dragons too, huh? I would have been in deep dookie if I hadn't done what I just am trying to tell you to do. There we go. It goes here. Where do I put wool? There I put wool. So yeah. Again, now that my brain has processed what I was trying to say. Is first take care is whenever you get up your paycheck, first take care of your bills, then take care of your gas if you drive a vehicle, you know, to get to work. In fact, let's, you know, and then what's left is put half of what's left into your savings and put the other half you do with what you will, and then use it for either further expenses if it's like food or clothing or whatnot. Because I have noticed that, at least for myself, if I am able to to put some money aside each month for my savings account, I feel better. I feel more secure. You know what I mean? It is, of course, saying that, you know, you can do that with your money. Because I know that for some people, it is impossible for them to even save like a few cents each month to put into a savings account. But, you know, that's a problem with today's society. But basically what I'm trying to say is that all in all, budgeting is a skill. Like, no joke, it really is a skill that needs to be taught in school more than just superficially this and that. Know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, in high school we had like 1 year of being taught the finance and whatever, but basically what we were taught was, oh yeah, so this is how the system works. And this is why it has to be this way. And I was just like rolling my eyes thinking like, no, it really doesn't have to be this way. This is terrible. It wasn't, they didn't teach us like any practical skills. Like, you know, the thing that I do now, because I basically taught myself this method of dealing with my money. Like, you know, do this and that. What's left, do this and that. Like, they didn't teach me that in school. Of course not. Because they don't want you to know stuff like this in school. They want you to be a spender, a consumer. Give every last penny to your overlords. As if they already don't have enough money. Bastards. What they were teaching us in school is when you have your own company, you have to make sure that you have at least 2% growth each year, every year. And once the growth stops, you have to start cutting costs. And it's like, but that's the kind of work ethic and mentality that's getting everyone in trouble in the first place. And you know what's the best thing? Like, I was one of the, like, as soon as she said the thing about 2% growth, it was like, and I asked this question to my teacher, and I suggest if you're at that stage of your life where you're being taught stuff like this in school, ask your teacher 2 questions. The first one, 2% growth of when we started each year, or 2% growth of the previous year. And then, of course, no matter her answer, the next question should be, but growth has an upper limit. What's wrong with just having such and such income each month, each year, and being happy with it? You know, you're not good, because isn't the main point really just to, you know, not go into the red? Like, and then they usually freeze. Because here in Slovenia, we're getting so fucked with this mentality about growth and taking care of investors and whatever, that there's actually a law that got passed a few years ago, which is that if you have a certain classification of business, and I don't know if it's like, I don't know what, like if it's like DOO or DO or whatever that we have here. But basically, if you have a certain classification of business, like at the end, if you do not have a set amount of percent growth each year, you are getting fined. Like, like what the, like, I'm sorry for swearing, but like, what the fuck is that? Do people not understand why we should like riot and overthrow governments and like lynch these people? Because basically what they're trying to accomplish is this: no matter what, they want your money. At least, and I'm talking this for, you know, for Slovenia, for my country, the country that I'm currently living in. What they want is your money no matter what. And they want to make sure that they will get your money no matter what. So even if you're failing in their arbitrary standards, they still want their money, right? So what they're doing is that, oh, cool, you're getting growth each year, then that means that we're getting a bigger percent cut with taxes from you each year. Oh, but what's this? You didn't grow enough this year? We can't increase our percent tax this year from you? Well, then we're gonna still get our money, you know, the increased money from you by fining you. So no matter what happens, each month they're gonna get, you know, like a bigger cut from you as they want to. Either by you growing and getting more taxes, or by you failing and then they're covering that difference by fining you. It's like, why are we letting these kind of people run our country? Like, honestly, I'm probably gonna put in a watch list. we need to lynch him. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? But of course, again, you know, that's not for all businesses, not for all companies. I think it depends on if you're like what classification got in the end. But even so, that's just it's just not okay. Come on, people, it's really not okay. I know, he's got the right idea. I'm going all as well. Our boy knows what's up. So yeah, even though I have my dream of my dream job being to own that club, that's part club where people will play games at. The other part is it being like a bar slash store slash kitchen. You know, the hey, we want to play some board games, some D&D, gonna have LAN parties type of club. I would have to be very careful if I ever get the chance to open that company, what I do and what forms I sign. So I have to be very careful to which laws I'll make myself adhere to, because I can screw myself over so bad. But here's the thing, right? I don't want anyone to think that I'm an anarchist. Because I'm really not, you know? I like having like a governing body take care of all the bureaucracy of like, we have to make sure that there's plumbing here, we got to make sure that the roads are being maintained and stuff. You know, that's all the government's job. But what I don't like is when said government starts doing crap like this. Because, you know, our ministers, politicians, presidents, what the hell ever, they don't do that job. When they come into office, the first thing they do is line their own pockets. Like there's already this collective like mentality that all these people do when they come into office is fill up their pockets as much as they can. Like, you know, they scramble, a free-for-all, until they eventually get called out for not doing their job, or, you know, get caught, and then they resign. Like for an example, the high school that I was going at, that I was educating myself, the high school I was visiting for my high school days. Oops. Come on. Okay, you're not melee. Goodbye. They changed who the like owner or minister or whatever is. Basically, who's the boss of the whole thing. Are you melee? You are. Yeah, these guys hurt quite a bit. And the first thing he did, like in the heist, you know, that. And the thing is, that high school was doing great. It was never in the red. It was doing its job, which helping with physically disabled people, you know, getting the proper education in a lot of fields, really. Now the high school was doing its job. Everything was taken cared for. They were never like bleeding money or in the red. But no, then there's this new guy comes in, and what happens? He starts implementing arbitrary budget cuts. He starts doing the whole thing of this: we're no longer providing this, no longer providing that, increasing like how much. I should actually. I caught myself rambling again. Well, basically, he's known for destroying 3 previous education centers for the physically impaired. He already destroyed 3 of them before, and destroyed them how, you may ask? Oh, by cutting budgets permanently, cutting budgets, laying off people, and then making sure that the staff was at odds with each other, because, you know, if you divide them, it's easier to conquer. And then once he couldn't like pocket any more money from that establishment, we'll say, he moved on to the next one, and to his next target, which at that point was my high school, you know. And he's doing the same thing again. He's implementing budget cuts, firing people. You missed. So yeah, budget cuts. Now he's firing people. He's trying to get everyone to start bickering with each other, so no one can focus on all the crap that he's doing. Meanwhile, there are records of him just increasing his own salary each month. With all the money that he's supposedly saving the the school center, he's just putting it in his own bank account. And like I keep asking myself, like, why are we, the common people, letting this happen? You know? Like, he's obviously not doing his job, which is to manage the school center and make it better for, you know, people using it as a school. Just, you know, get rid of him. I really do think that's... Because here's the thing. Basically, the crux of my yammering is that I believe... Oh, what the heck? I believe that the common employee should have the voting power to veto any sort of manager or owner or whatever. They should have that power. We should have that power. Like, hey, this guy is ruining the school. He's lowering the standards of our operations. He's stealing money. He's like, can we, as the people, like, you know, get rid of him? Or are we stuck with this asshole? Okay, this is a friendly ship. Is there a ladder, maybe? No ladder. Oh well. You know, for example, and how many stories are there? When there was this perfectly good little business, but then some new manager comes in, screws it all up. His wallet gets fatter, but everyone else's life gets more miserable. How many stories are out there like that, you know? And of course, the ones who notice it first are you know, the people who are actually working at that place. And before anyone asks, another really funny detail about this story is that the only people who actually got a pay raise, not an official pay raise, you know, because that leaves a paper trail, but like an indirect pay raise with a bunch of bonuses that just came out of thin air. It's not the people actually, you know, working with the kids, you know, with the physically impaired, be it blind, deaf, cripples. No, they're not getting any bonuses. The people who are getting the bonuses are the accountants, you know, the secretaries, the people working with numbers, you know, to keep them all hush-hush. Like, it's so obvious what he's doing, and yet we can't do anything about it other than have a strike. But, you know, our country has a way of dealing with strikes, so to make them ineffective. What a world we live in, eh? Man, you know what I should do? I've been whining and complaining for so long about so many things. I should just make my own country. We're gonna call it Tabiland. It's gonna be the best thing ever. Yes, it's gonna be great. We're gonna be the president of Tabiland. There's gonna be a utopia. We're gonna make a utopia. Everyone's gonna be happy. Everyone's gonna have everything they could want and more. Everyone's gonna be independent. They're gonna get rid of corruption in Tabiland. There's gonna be no corruption. Well, you know what? On a lighter note, yeah, like to each and every one of you aspiring business and company owners, like just actually no, there's another thing a point I wanted to make, which is all the companies that keep failing eventually, more often than not, are the ones who are like obsessed with pleasing their shareholders and to have as much growth as possible, you know? And yet, the ones that keep succeeding the most, and this is another point that they will not talk about in schools. The companies that keep succeeding the most, that are like also like regarded the best, are basically the already established names. Oh, hello, Nightmare Stalker. Are the already established names that okay, again, I'm sorry, my brain want to say too many things at once, and then I just it's like my thoughts form and like start, because I have so many thoughts at the same time. It's like they start tangling it between themselves and forming a knot. So let me restart this whole spiel I wanted to do. So when it comes to, I think that this whole we need to have constant growth mentality was specifically made to so to speak screw over the little guy, because put this stuff here. Because if you think about it, for example, okay, so here, right, so I'm just gonna go straight to the example. Supercars. Okay. Now listen, no, hear me out. When it comes to stuff like supercars, when it comes to this whole, oh, we need to have growth, constant growth mentality. Do you acorn hat? Huh. Do you think that sort of logic would apply to them, honestly? Because if you think about it, if we're so focused on constant growth and whatnot, so basically this. If all we care about is growth, okay? Then what about those types of companies that by design have a limited stock, limited amount of product, of service, and then they make wait lists, you know? And like the one in my mind currently that I keep trying to talk about is basically with the supercars. They use wait lists because they do not have enough cars on hand to satisfy demand. You know, there's so many people on that list waiting to get their own supercar. And and they're doing perfectly fine, right? There's still some of the most respected top brands that exist, and they're not so concerned with having constant growth each year. Like, I don't see it, because if they wanted to grow, they would just up production. They have the means to up their production. Oh, mending. Nature's brushing. They did. It's like, you know, like the lists for all of these super and hyper cars are long. You know, people with so much money, they do want these cars. So if they wanted to grow and whatnot, all they could do is, up production and whatever. But no, they're content with having so much stock, income, whatever at a time, that they then have this artificial scarcity and keep up their status of being such a prized vehicle. Depth strider. Okay. Gonna get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you, and you, and you. That's what I'm trying to say, is that for those... my thoughts are getting away constantly. I know. Basically what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to all of this BS with laws and whatnot, like, take a moment and actually step back and really look at what's happening. You'll find out that a lot of laws are in place just to screw over the little guy. It's like, there's nothing wrong with having a limited supply of something. That will only make people desire it more, Like, do you think that, for example, the car Viper, there was only so many ever made, and then and whatever, and people want that car, It's like, don't fall for the trap of, oh, you need constant growth, this and this much percent each year, each month, whatever. Like that's just to give you to make your life more difficult, and for those bastards to get even more money from you that they do not deserve. So when will you make me some dust? Should have done so already. Okay, I'm gonna have to get rid of these. I don't want it. No, no. I don't want it. No, no. Oh, good shot. Good shot. Just let me get rid of all of these dyed leather armor. Like, for example, you make a company that makes really good, I don't know, for the top of my head, watches. And then soon you'll be hearing oh, we need to appease the shareholders. We need to have this and this much growth and profit each year. It's like, no, you don't. Have, like, if you have enough, once you get to a certain point of wealth, of growth and whatever, if all of your costs are, if all of your overheads are done, if everyone has like a really good paycheck, like all of your employees, you don't need to expand to grow and whatever. Be the local legend. How interconnected the world is today, people will know for it. Will know about you. And they will want your goods, your services. There's no need to go global or whatever. Or maybe at least not as quick as some people want that to happen. Lure, affinity, sharpness, mending, sharpness 4, heck yeah. I don't know what nature's blessing does. Down on it. Get down on it. So yeah, okay, so yeah, you're making these watches, right? And they're like the literal best watches in the world. It's like, and you have so much money already. You've been in this business for so long. By now, like all of your employees have really good paychecks for the time that they're working. You know, you have everything you've ever wanted. Like you're content. There's no need to have more than, to keep on growing and whatnot. There's no need. You know, your business has gotten big to the point where you're set, where everyone is set, and enjoy it. Rest on your laurels. I mean, sure, have a R&D team to make your stuff even better. Oh man, I'm really rambling, aren't I? This is gonna be the ramble episode. Okay, for example, I'm okay. So to make my thoughts more coherent, I have this club I want to make. And it's gonna be just one location, It's gonna be in Kamnik, where I want it to be. That's not gonna change. I'm gonna make that location bigger and better as I keep getting more and more money to spend on my business, on my club. But then, once I, once all of my employees would have been set, once I would have been set, I would have gotten like X amount of money each month to do with as I please. It's like, oh, okay, cool. This is it. I don't need to make millions each month. It's like, that my job would have been done. The business would have been a success. I have the cars that I wanted. I have my little boat that I wanted. I have the house. My wife is happy. My kids are happy, and so on. My employees are happy. My customers would be happy, and then cool. It's like, oh, the demand to join the club is increasing, but there's not enough room, not enough product. Like, look, sorry, but maybe it's gonna be more exclusive now. It's only gonna make it more desirable. Like maybe someday I would have opened another location, on the other side of the country, so people wouldn't so that people wouldn't have to travel so far to enjoy all of the stuff I want to offer them. But again, that would have been it. Like, you have so many companies and businesses that only operate within their own country, and they're legendary. Like, there's a lot of knife making companies that do handcrafted knives in Japan, and they rarely, if ever, export, and they're successful. They're very successful. Everyone in Japan is gunning for their knives. Everyone around the world has heard about them. I mean, people have heard about them and their legendary knives. And then they travel, if they have the means, they travel to them, to Japan, to get those knives, to then bring back home. And it's like boss man is, yeah, no, each, because the thing is, the more you expand, the more you grow, the more liabilities you get. Like, okay, for example, like I would start opening locations outside my home country for like the club I want to make, right? Well, cool. There are different culture, different standards, different way of thinking, and that's already a new liability. And the biggest way for you to go under is to start accumulating bad press and lawsuits. Because here's another example, actual example. So here in Tuhin, there is a farmer who has the best poultry in Slovenia. And yet, and that's his job, just making sure he has poultry that's like top notch. Like everyone outside of his immediate, I don't know. It's like rarely does anyone know about him. It's like outside his immediate town or like a town over. And he makes all the money he could ever want just selling his chickens. And people are waiting for him to have more stock, He already has the wait list of, yeah, I ordered this and this many pounds of poultry, then this guy has this many pounds of poultry. These couple of people want so many eggs and whatever. And, he has the money, he has the finances to expand and whatever, but he said, like, nah, he's not gonna. Because he already has like a big boat, like not a yacht, because thank goodness he's one of those people who's not gonna fall for the trap of wanting to own a yacht. He has 3 cars. He already has like over 1 million, as he said, in savings, which he does not keep in his which some of it he keeps in his bank, some of it he keeps hidden in a safe somewhere that's not even on his property. Like all of his kids are some of them are already set for life. He is a very wealthy man, but there's no need for him to expand. He already has enough. Like, be the local legend. That's the thing. Everyone wants to be global. Everyone wants to be recognized worldwide. Everyone wants to have billions, No one's ever satisfied anymore. It's just like, just be the local legend. People will come to you eventually. But then some of you are gonna probably think about, well, what about all of these franchises, like Mackers and whatnot? Like, they make billions each year. Well, yes, they do. But then again, once you think about it like this, they were one of the first. Okay? Being very successful kind of also means you have to be the first in something, so you don't have that much competition, so you establish yourself, So that's one reason why they're as big as they are. Second, the quality of their product is absolute garbage. Like, I do not eat McDonald's at all. Because it's not food, that thing that they're giving you. It's poison. They're poisoning you. What they're feeding you is technically edible, but it's not food. Okay? And I will die on this hill. Second of all of these billions in not revenue but profits that they do, where does all that money go to? Does it go to the employees? To the boots on the ground? No, of course not. they have sometimes even less than minimum wage. Like, no, it goes to the few people who are on top. And why should their business ever improve? You know, they have brand loyalty, they have the brand recognition. And just because they were the first, or at least one of the first, like I'm telling you now, if someone tries to be the new McDonald's, you won't make it. The quality of your product is gonna be too bad for you to have any sort of customers. That's why if you do want to open a new burger and fast food place, you'd have to focus on quality or experience more than on quantity. Because all McDonald's says is quantity. The experience is nothing special. The food is terrible. Like, with the stuff that I'm saying makes sense in my head. I don't know if it makes sense coming out of my pie hole. Like, and when I think about it now, you know, like independent little burger joints here in Komnik, there's like 2 of them that are doing very well for themselves. One of them even expanded to also having a different location that sells pizza. You know, it's like, okay, we're not gonna try to be the new McDonald's because, you know, that sort of stuff's already covered. We're gonna try to be something different. We're gonna make like quality burgers for a slightly higher price. You know, the food's tastier, it's healthier, even though it's still unhealthy because it's burgers and fries and onion rings and whatnot, but it's way healthier than what McDonald's gives you because at least it's actual food. And hey, you know, they're successful. At least the managers are. I don't know about the employees because they're still small, but you know, here in Komnik is a very small town with only so much people, you know, and there's 2 burger joints. They're competing with each other, but they're both still successful. I see the managers, they have nice cars and whatever. The employees, it's still minimum wage. You know, but at least one of them is looking like it wants to expand. You know, them opening a pizza joint and whatnot. And they try to and they both try to innovate with their burgers. Like one of them sells a mushroom burger that I absolutely love. And they also have a steak burger that is nothing special, but it's good for when you want something different. They have like a falafel burger and so on. You don't see that kind of stuff in McDonald's. You see it's like the most boring thing ever. Even now with the big arch, it's like, oh, so it's basically what you already put in your standard burger, but different. It's like, what? Get that out of here. Or the other burger joint that I don't like that much. I prefer one over the other. But they too also are constantly trying to, you know, try something new, trying to innovate because they have competition or they're not being complacent. Like their burgers are good. You know, they have like a burger with steak, eggs, and beets, which I heard is actually pretty damn nice. I just never had it yet. Because when it comes to burgers, I want to make them myself at home. But you know, good sources tell me that it's one of the best things that they offer. The other burger that I tried and I didn't like because it was too sweet is one with pulled pork and coleslaw. And that coleslaw was just dang too sweet for me. Why is there one here? But yeah, you know what I'm trying to tell you people is to... in a lot of cases, the system is rigged, but you can still do it. Like hell, if I wanted to open a burger place, well, the first thing... Okay, but the thing... Okay, different thought before I start that one. Me, as an owner or a manager of any sort of business, the two things I would take care of above all else is that my employees are happy, because I am of the belief that a happy employee is gonna carry the company more than you ever can. So yeah, I would, you know, I would constantly keep giving them bigger and bigger salaries as inflation goes up, because, you know, I want them to work for me. I don't want someone to come in with a mentality of like, oh, I just need a job. It's like, no, you know, I want them to take pride in their work. You know, I would allow them the creative, no matter what, I would allow them the creative freedom to try to improve, you know, because they would want to be there. It's like, hey, I kept whining so much about working at the airport and that illegal company. But hey, if they would have paid me like hand over fist 5,000 plus euros a month, I would have still worked there. I would have. So yeah, for the first thing, I would take care of my employees and at the same time take care of my customers. You know, like, oh, give my employees all the benefits, all the whatever that they need, you know. Oh damn, sorry boss, I would really want to have today off because of such and such reason. I would be like, okay, no problem, everyone, she's taking the day off because of personal matters. I as the manager am gonna be filling in for her. So if anyone else would need a day off, sorry, but this day is taken. Of like a surprise, you know, extra emergency day off. I'm also of the belief that managers and CEOs should know how to do anything and everything in said business. So it's not just nepotism. It's like, hey, you want to be the manager of, like, the owner of McDonald's? Hey, okay, but first you need to know how to make every single burger, every single fry, every single milkshake, whatever McDonald's even sells nowadays. Because, you know, because it's like, how are you the manager if you don't do anything? How are you the owner if you don't do anything? So you're literally just sitting on your ass and just hoovering up paychecks every month. Maybe signing off on something that some university analytics graduate showed you for you to cut more costs and have even more money. It's like, no. That's bullcrap. If I were the manager of McDonald's, I would totally turn things around. So yeah, back on burgers. So if I were like, I would have my own burger thing, I would make sure to know constantly how to make every single thing that we're selling. And then when the day arrives where I would have enough employees where to I would no longer be needed to be actively be at any location. I would spend that money trying to, you know, innovate, to make my joints better. You know, I would try to make my employees' lives better. You know, how would I like, I already have everything that I ever need. You know, how much money anyone gets is up to me, because I am the owner. My word is law, so to speak. I would try to see that, maybe if I do this, I could increase, I would be able to keep up with all of my employees and the inflation rates and whatever. And then if I do this, no one ever had a burger like this before. Maybe I would do these kinds of fries and whatever. And of course, I would have to know how to make each and every single item on the menu. I would have to know how to operate every single machine that we have. Because there's a difference between being a boss and being a leader. And I think that's the point of everything that I've been yapping about today. There's a difference between a boss and a leader. Bosses are the ones that nobody likes. Who are just there to make sure you do your job, and they have a better paycheck than you. And bosses don't do anything. Leaders are the ones who you can like depend on. Leaders are the ones who actually know how to do your job, for hopefully even better than you. You know, they lead. They're the ones you want to have at your side, the person you can rely on, you know? So finally, we are expanding. I mean, a boss can be a leader. That is a thing. Bosses can be leaders. That is true. And technically, every leader is a boss. But not every boss is the leader. Making farms. Come on. Yeah. Like, all in all, if you think about it, who would you rather work for? Someone for, like, at a place who's gonna treat you and value you as the employee, where you know you're not just a number, and that you will, and where your boss is doing everything he can to give you a better work experience, to give you a better paycheck. Like, and you would be like the local or like the country legend? Or would you rather work for a big conglomerate franchise with a shit ton of shareholders that are and all they care about is how to get even more money? Like, oh, the current law of our country dictates that I don't need to pay you more than this. I don't need to pay you more than minimum wage. And if you don't like it, you can always leave. Because, you know, our owner needs to get as much money as possible to fund his cocaine addiction. And to lobby this and that. And we also need to appease our shareholders, yada yada. I know which I would rather work for. Actually, there's an example of quality and being a local legend above having a ridiculous amount of money that you will never spend in your lifetime. Here's a really good example. So if you go to a YouTube channel called Vincenzo's Plate, one of his most, as of today, one of his more recent videos is where he goes to a local butcher / grill place. All right? And they are somewhere in Abruzzo, right? And basically, and I'll give you the summary. Basically, it's a butcher. It's a butcher shop that is like selling his own local product from his own local farm. But the gimmick is that it's in the middle of nowhere, which means that it has beautiful scenery, and that there's things you can buy, you can immediately prepare on like a communal grill outside. And you know what? From the things I saw in the video, business was booming. Business was even more than booming. And that's a good example of being the local legend and, you know, being happy and satisfied, basically, is the word that I'm looking for. Because all of these people aren't satisfied. That's the main problem. You know what? They don't have need to expand. They don't need to worry about having a such and such % growth each year, which is the bane of all modern companies. And I do implore you to go watch the video because it's pretty nice. I like Vincenzo. One of the first things I'm gonna buy is his authentic Italian cookbook, so I can reconnect with my roots. I also hope I can cook with the guy. I would love to. Also, don't tell anyone. But one of the reasons that I also want to make cooking videos to maybe get Vincenzo's attention, so we can probably meet up someday. I mean, of course, I want to share with you my passion for cooking and whatnot, but I also secretly maybe kind of hope that I'll get to meet him someday through that. Because when it comes to cooking, he's kind of my idol. Actually, as soon as I get a job, I'm going to pester even harder one of my friends to send me that video editing software, and I'm going to start making cooking videos. Because I want Vincenzo to notice me. Notice me, Vincenzo. I haven't done anything yet that would warrant noticing, but notice me. Also, damn. I don't have enough dirt. Nope. Nope. I was 46 blocks short. Also, what's happening with these sunflowers now? I mean, they are changing. You're still the same. Oh. Oh! Wait, is that it? So you're the one that's broken. Oh, I see, I see. Well, mystery solved. You're the one that's no good. Alrighty then. See ya. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So, also what I wanted to say is that all of these things that I've mentioned when it comes to like the way to modern society and economy works is it's just as a result of hyper capitalism, and why you should not like burden yourself with it. Because you have to understand, and I'm sorry if you already know all of this, or it's like a really dreary topic for like or what essentially is a kids game playthrough. Basically, all of modern laws and systems when it comes to in the financial spectrum, like how pay gets allocated, all the taxing, all the classifications and whatever, it's just as like a safety net for the people who are already on top, so that they will stay on top. You know, what better way to eliminate competition than to make sure there's never any to begin with? And if there is competition, they will tax the Jesus out of you. You know, can't have you being independent and making money for yourself, because that would threaten their law and policy making power. Because, you know, money talks. And I should really go find a warm ocean, because I will need a lot of sea pickles. Lots and lots and lots and lots of sea pickle. Whoops. Teehee. Cool. So that was enough yapping for one day. It's always been an hour and a half, so yeah. Again, thank you so much for watching and or listening. I promise, yet again, I make this promise that next episode is going to be a bit more positive in the topics we'll be discussing. Don't forget to stay hydrated, and as always, take care.